Well, thank you, Zoom. All right, and welcome to March 21st, Newbie Coaches Training. It's a Raz and Raz show. It is Raz and Raz show. That's what it is. I am Coach Raza. I live here in Toronto, Canada. And I have a privilege of being the moderator here. And of course, I will introduce Coach Raz Cabrera as well, and she will be leading the training. Before that, of course, we're going to do some housekeeping and a couple of things. So Raz, do you want to share the slides, or can I go ahead and do that?
Yeah, I can share the slide.
All right. Okay.
Is it? Oops.
We find out all the secrets now. All right. So folks, as I mentioned, make sure that you have your notepad and pens ready, and bring on the questions. The more questions you bring on, the more this session is going to be productive for you. So this particular session is focused on a basic coaching structure. If you have been looking to, close more deals, if you want to have a much more of a smoother conversation, you want to have more connection with your people on the phone, well, this is the right training for it. And of course, I was just talking to Raz as well about ideas on how to motivate the team, because that's one of the questions that pops up as well. So we're going to talk about that. Okay, so let's move on with the training. So going to next slide, Raz. So Newbie Coaches Mastermind really has a few sessions that we do. The do's and don'ts for coaches, leadership training for coaches, and of course this one right here, basic call structure and team motivation. Closing more sales, of course, we all want that, and doing follow-ups, and the DT moderator, NAC, and coaches duties. Now, of course, you may have lots of questions in other arena. What we want to do is, for the sake of time and for the best use of our time and your time, we want to make sure that we stay on topic. Okay, and that will allow us to move through the training effectively. So just some housekeeping stuff before we dive into this. So first of all, Raz is all about having fun. And we want to insert that everywhere. So of course I'm taking tips from her. So again, let's keep this engaged. Let's keep the chat going as well. And by the way, if you see me like kind of look over there or point over there, I'm just looking at another screen. That's where I have the participants and all the chat boxes, just in case you're wondering, why is Raza looking over there? Of course, we are going to make sure that you are all muted, folks. For those of you who are not muted, I am going to step in here and mute you. Okay, there we go. What else? So we want to make sure we're on time, and we are going to go through this training fast and furious, and of course leave some time for Q&A. And at the end, Raz, myself, we will do the question and answer to help you make sure that this session you are taking not just for learning, because we can all learn stuff, but so that we can apply it. And that's what this is all about. Okay, so having said that, let me pass you on to an amazing coach in our community, Raz Cabrera.
Wow, thank you, Raza. Hello, everyone. I am so honored to be here with you tonight. I am Raz Cabrera. I'm from Winnipeg, Canada. I've been a coach for 3 years, the Dream Team, and again, I'm just lots of words already because I'm too much fun. But anyway, we've been doing this Newbie Coaches Mastermind because for the main reason that we wanted to help our newbie coaches to be really very efficient on how you do their coaching. And mind you that this is truly a blessing for each and one of you, because when we started as a coach, me, myself as a coach, we didn't have this. We were just thrown at like, okay, do your coaching, that's it. So we are here to really, help you. And at the same time, it's also an avenue for us to learn from one another. And like I've said, this is a learning session. It's us about business, but we should not forget that it's also have for us to have fun. Okay, so feel free, loosen up. Don't be so serious in life, and don't be too serious in this business. So let's start. So, but if I may add on, is because this is very, very important. On as being a coach, we just wanted you, if you notice, on our Slack coaches chat, every time you can ask questions, and you feel free to ask questions in there, but we would love to encourage you that before throwing in a questions in the Slack coaches chat, we wanted you to go on this friendly reminder that before asking a questions, you might want to go back to the training site, because the answers for your question might be in there for sure. If the answer is not on the training site, of course, our best friend Google, 24/7, 365 days are there for you, is there for you. And then last resort would be the asking in the coaches chat. The reason why we're reminding you and encouraging you, it's because there are a lot of important questions and reminders or memos that we have to post it in coaches chat, but it was being missed out because of the questions that being asked already 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, 10 days ago. So it's best to have this kind of steps before throwing in a question in the coaches chat. Okay, so having said that, let's start with our basic coaching structure. As you know me, I'm a very happy person. But at the same time, I wanted to have like always a simple and easy steps in everything we do. And as a coach, I know that, of course, if you are also still doing your full-time job, if you are a mom, a parent, there are a lot of crazy things going on in your life. You wanted to make sure that this business is very easy for you to do. It's not easy, but at least let's make it easy. Let's not make it complicated, right? So here are the 4 easy steps. So if you are a new coach, congratulations. The fact that you are here on our session, it speaks volume, because you are committed to be an efficient coach and to be helping your team to grow the business together. So for your 4 steps, the first one is, of course, you have to have your preparation. Number 2 is the actual coaching session where you really discuss about the business. Number 3 is your post-call summary. What do you do after the coaching session? And number 4 is a follow-up. For the follow-up, it's just only a little and tiny bits of follow-up, because we have a specific session for follow-up coaches mastermind. So let's start with the preparation. I'm sure you know that before you go in a war, not literally a war, but before you go in a battle, you have to prepare yourself. You won't go in on a battle that you are not armed, right? So same thing with coaching. It is very important that you have to prepare everything that you need, that you are confident and you are empowered to face your buyer, right? So how you do that? So before your coaching, of course, you know the drill, right? As a coach, you will get the email that, hey, there's a buyer in your downline. And then another thing is on the coaches Slack, only the coaches will have an access on the coaches buyers announcement, meaning you will be tagged but by our buyers team that you got a buyer, or you have a team that your team has a buyer. So what do you do? Once you have received that email, it is very important, and it's very also, we call it in sales and marketing profession that I do, it's speed to market. You have to make sure that you have to get that buyer right away. Find the buyer, and you have to bring that buyer in the Dream Team Facebook group ASAP. In my own business, I make sure that before she even watch the Enagic pre-coaching videos, I want him or her to be the Dream Team Facebook group before she do anything else, right? So that's why it's very critical for you to get that buyer and bring him to the Dream Team Facebook group. So how do you do that? you can send an email to the buyer because you already have the email address, because when you receive the buyer's notification, you have the details already. So you have to come up with a ready email. So at least it's easier for you to send a quick email, whatever you do, you're cooking or whatnot, you're outside, you can just go to your sent email and just forward it to them and just put their email address and bam, you know, and on that details, I have a ready email already that, you know, but mind you, the email from the dream team, they will also receive that. But sometimes it's also good that they receive a personalized email coming from the coach, right? So do that. Put your Facebook link as well so they can add you. This time you have to put your personal Facebook because that's the only way for you to add them on the dream team. Okay, so once you do that, that's the time that, you know, the buyer will add you, will find you, right? I always say, like, especially if it's a surprise buyer, if it's not mine, it's a surprise buyer. We call it finding the buyer, right? So this is the best way for you to find the buyer, is to send them an email. And then once you receive the friend request notification, of course, watch out for the a Facebook friend notification, because that would be the buyer. Add them right away on the Facebook group. The best thing about you as a coach, adding the buyer to the dream team, it's automatically approved because you are a moderator, rather than your team, like your mentees or your business partner who is not a coach. If they add them on the dream team, they still have to ask for the approval. So to make it short and to make it simple, you know, tell your buyer, tell your team members or your team that, hey, just ask your buyer to add me as a friend, so at least I can easily add them to the dream team. That makes sense? Because if you add them automatically, they are approved. All they have to do is to accept the invitation. So make sure that you have a direct and open communication with your team's buyer. It's easier if that is your buyer, for sure, you have a communication. But if it is not your buyer, it's your team's buyer, you also have to get that instant and open communication. Now, once the buyer is already on the dream team, you have to welcome your buyer, right? Or your team's buyer. So for my team, I have prepared our own welcome template. So it's for everyone's team on my Life Changer team who can use that. So they can just put the name, they can put the photos. So at least they're ready. So this is a sample of our own welcome template. And then after we welcome the buyer on the dream team, we get that link, that welcome note link, and then I send them directly to a Facebook Messenger, and I have also a ready template that I just send them, like, hey, welcome to the dream team, blah, blah, blah. And it's always best that you have to give them a steps again, or give them direction what's going to happen next. Because believe me, being welcome in 110 members of a Facebook group, it's gonna be like really mind-blowing, and she would feel like what's going on, right? So you have to give them an assurance that, hey, I got you. These are the steps. I just wanted to welcome you in the online community, but these are the steps. Your goal as a coach is to keep them at peace and at ease that you're okay. I got you. I am guiding you. Your goal for as a coach is to let them know that, hey, your next step is to watch the pre-coaching videos. So right now, the pre-coaching videos is being emailed to them directly. There is a password that they need to access. And I think this is the most frequent asked questions and concerns on the Slack chat, that buyers are not getting the coaching videos or the email. And it is not, sometimes, yes, there is a glitch in the system, but not all the time. Sometimes the glitch is on the buyer's email. So you have to guide your buyers on how to look for that email. First one, you have to know that they can check their spam folder, their junk folder for the email. That's the first one. The second one is, it's easier for you to tell them, can you search on your mailbox, your first steps? Because that is the subject of the email from the dream team. Doing that, when you search that keywords, it would show up on their mailbox. So it would be easier for them to see the email. Okay, if that doesn't work, your first step, just say it came from customer service. For myself, I'm the ready girl. I have a ready template as well to guide them, like, hey, this is what you have to look out for on your email. So they know that already. And if that doesn't work, then that's the only time you request for a system request. That's the only time that you trigger. But you should not doing that before you even make sure that your buyer couldn't even receive that buyer's email. I hope that is good to help you, because it should be a good practice and a best practice for each newbie coaches, instead of, asking and reaching out to the coaches that, hey, the buyer is not receiving the email or whatnot. Okay, so you have to have also a close coordination with your team member. I hope you guys can put yourself on mute. Hang on. Oops. Wait. Okay, so that's a thing. Okay, so next, now that you have already welcomed your buyer on the dream team, next you've done is you have to work on the logistics. You have to prepare on how you would want to do your coaching. Is it Facebook video call? Are you doing Skype? Are you doing Zoom? Whatever that works for you, whatever that is convenient for you, what you think that you're most comfortable of doing on how you do your coaching, do it, right? But somehow you have to have like a fix, a way on how you would do your coaching. And then once you receive the coaching schedule, I'm sure you, of course, you're familiar with that you will receive an email that would notify you that the buyer have booked your schedule already. You have to send a reminder, just acknowledge via email, or you can send a direct message on Messenger, like, hey, just a very casual, hey, I got your coaching schedule, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so excited for you. If you do have any questions, if you have like change of date or whatnot, let me know. Okay, so you don't have to be really very formal. It's just like you're talking to like a friend, but a business, but not too really formal. So at least you have that connection already. Okay, before doing the coaching call, well, this is a no-brainer, but still you can check the admin system if they're refunded. But Dream Team has been very good when it comes to communication, because when someone refunded on your team, you get notified as well if they're refunded. So you will know if the buyer refunded, and so of course you don't want to do your coaching call for them. Or probably you may want to reach out, hey, I have noticed that you have refund. Is there anything that I can help you with? Any questions that you have, why you have refunded, your hesitations and whatnot. Okay, so now that you have, okay, it's good, you're on for the coaching call already. Before doing that, at least days before the coaching or 24 hours, you have to know your buyer. It is very important that before you do that actual coaching call, it is best for you that you have to know your customer. And I'm talking again on a sales marketing perspective, because that's what I do. You cannot go in there and just like do your pitch without checking on who's your buyer, who's your customer, right? So how do you do that? One is you can check on how they respond on the survey, although it's like 70%, 50%, it's just like, they just wanted to get through with the coaching schedule, but the answer is not really there, but it could help as well. First one for me is what I do is I'm checking their Facebook profile, right? Because from there, but although some of the buyers has anything on the profile, but some 90% is they are on Facebook, like what they do, families, like what they really love, where they at, like where they live. Knowing all those basic information about the buyer, there is something that you guys can have a connection when you start your coaching. It's somewhat like an icebreaker. You don't want to go into your coaching and say, okay, let's do this. We'll have to set up the business. This is how to do this, blah, blah, blah. It's not like that. We're not robots. We are human beings, right? So you have to make sure that you talk like a human being. You talk to them as a person. There should have like a human connection. And that's the basic is, ask them what they do, where they live, how they live. And sometimes their Facebook profile would show you like they're happy and because they're showing like so much of their kids, they're family oriented, you know what I mean? Like if they're showing like animals, they love animals, something that's probably you love animals too. So from there you have a connection already. So it's all best practice that you have to know your buyer before doing your actual coaching call. Next, of course, you should be armed. So this is your bullets, and why I'm so being violent right now. Not to be violent, but you have to get ready with the right tools, right? You are at the end of the day an Enagic distributor. That's our affiliated company. That's the company who's paying us the commission. So you have to know Enagic by heart, right? It doesn't mean like the good thing with this one on how we do the business is we're not selling the product. So you don't have to discuss about product knowledge. You don't have to discuss how the K8 works, how to install the K8 machine, how the Anespa works. You don't have to do that. Although it's also good that you know like the features and benefits of each product. So what's important to know is the pricing. You have to have the Enagic forms, the financing options, if they have a third-party financing options, because these are, I tell you, 100% are the concerns and the questions of your buyers. So where do you get those information? And I want you to know, and I want you to remind you that every time you get an information, right, the pricing, Enagic forms, you have to save it, because I'm telling you, you're gonna use it over and over and over again. So like when you have a coaching from the Philippines or from Dubai, right? You would gather all the information, like the pricing and Enagic forms, have like be organized, because it would really help you. You have to have like put a folder like, hey, this is from Dubai, this is from Italy, this is for US. Doing that, it would be easier for you to do it the next time. It's just like an easy breezy for you, right? The first time is tough, and it's in general in life, it's always the first time that it's tough. But as you get it, do it every time, it's just like, it just comes natural. So you have to save it. So this is where you get your information. It's just also a line on how, if you have questions on your coaching stuff, instead of directly asking questions and cannot flat check, do this. Number one, go to our coaches training site, because our training department and the dream team have worked so hard to really put all the information that we need for our coaches. And again, I wanted to reiterate that we don't have that before. So you guys are blessed. So you have to use that. Abuse our dream team training site, because all the information that you need is there. Okay, if the answer is not on the coaches training site, there's another one, the Enagic web system. Enagic web system is the EWS. Hopefully you guys have at one point have been to that website. The Enagic web system, it's a third party of marketing arm of Enagic, where you can get all the pricing, the Enagic forms, everything that you need. Sometimes it's not updated. So if it's not updated, what you would do next is you go to the Enagic website, the Enagic office locator, because on that website, this is the frequent questions. If they are from Italy, who is the office responsible for Italy distributors? We have Enagic office in Italy. But if your distributor is from UK, right? The Enagic office responsible for UK distributors is not Enagic UK, because there's no Enagic UK, Enagic Germany. So these are the things that you have to know before you go into the coaching call. So what is the tool that you can use? go to the Enagic office locator. Later on, I'm going to show you. I just don't want to lose my slides, and then I cannot go back again. That's the dilemma of my slide presentation in Mac. So that's where you can find, like, you type in any country or any state, Enagic will tell you which is the responsible office for that distributor. So if you know that, you know where you can get the pricing. You know which forms are you giving to for your buyers. Okay. Next, if you don't find the answers on the Enagic website, email the Enagic office. And where can you get the email of Enagic office? Also on that Enagic website. Our training site is also putting like the email. It works for me. It's super helpful for me every time I have a new distributor that, this is my first time that I will be processing for this country. I would just go to the coaches training site and they have that email address. So it really, it's also really best for you to go to the coaches training site. Email the Enagic office and ask, hey, can you send me the forms? I have a distributor, blah, blah, blah. Can you send me the forms? What is the process? Is there financing options? In just one email, send them like your top 3 or top 5 questions. And then Enagic is, 80% is very good on responding. But, if they don't respond, then just send another message again. If you're don't wait for 3 weeks or 4 weeks for not getting a response. If you don't get a response, at least fair enough, 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours, then by all means, of course, reach out to Coaches Slack chat. Or you can reach out to your coach. I'm sure before you become a coach, you have a coach, right? So you can ask them. So it's quicker that you can get an information from them. But we just wanted you to have that kind of training ground that you have to follow that step before reaching out to one. It's because this is the best way for you to learn. When you are the person who are getting informations by doing this, that's a big learning for you instead of people giving the answers for you, right? Next, when you have all the information that you need, check in with the buyer, like at least, a day before your coaching, or at least an hour before, like, hey, I'm so excited for you. I'll see you on a Zoom. It's because it's also a way, if you are doing it Zoom or you're doing your Facebook, you just have to remind him the time. Okay. And this is the most important part. Now that you are armed already, you have all the skills, you're excited already, you have the tools that you need. But the most important one is you have to have this, and you have to have your heart. Right? So number 1 is you have to have a winning mindset. You as a coach, you have to believe in yourself and have the confidence that you are here to help them. Heart is very important. Your mission is to help that person. The fact that she signed up on that website, she's resonated on the ad story, and she signed up on the 149, it only means that she has a problem that she needs answers. She has a need that she has to resolve. So you have to position yourself that this digital business that we are doing is the solution to their needs. Believe me, if you are offering a solution to a problem, they will listen to you. So you have to take that power that you have the solution to their needs. So that's why, it is a privilege that you will have a coaching strategy call with your buyer. Take that power as a coach. Okay? So remember, you have to have a winning mindset and a mission that you in your heart to help that person. Next, this is the most, your favorite part, because this is the actual coaching session already. What do you do? Right? Of course, you start with a positive note. Create an open and light conversation and help get your client in the right mindset. Again, at the end of the day, we are all human beings. We do business, yes, but you consider it as just you're talking to a friend, that it's very casual. At the same time, you are here because you wanted to help them. You wanted to listen to them. It's very important that being a coach, you must also know, of course, to listen, because listening, when you ask them about their story, That's your weapon, that you can know what are their concerns, what are their problems. So you would position yourself now, okay, this is how I would want to help them because I know the problems and their concerns already. So how do you do that? Probing is number one. You have to ask about them. Let them know that this is, yes, you wanted to get to know them, you wanted to know their story, but at the same time, let them realize as well that you have the power. You take control of the conversation. Okay, so it has to be a balance. Let them know that yes, this is your show, you're the star here because I wanted to help you, I wanted to know you more, but also give them that power that, hey, I will help you and I can help you. So they will also listen. You should also somewhat have to show your authority, that you are an expert on this business, that you are the only person who could help them. Okay, so the question that you would ask, just very casual, hey, I wanted to know more about you. What do you do? Like, how are you? Why did you decide to looking to start an online business? What are your whys, right? Then once they said their story, listen with intention that you wanted to know them more and because you wanted to help them. So after that, you can, I'm very happy to hear your story. And, if it's exciting, you have to empathize with them and whatnot. And then you also introduce yourself, listening to them. Somehow you can also resonate in their story, and there's similarities on your stories, why you started on this business. And then you be open to share your personal experience as well. Like for me, I am a parent, I am a mom. The reason why I started this business is for my children. And if you are also coaching a parent, that would be definitely the same why, the same reasons and why. And so you can talk about that. Somehow, before a person will listen to you, anyone can listen to you, but the only person who can trust you if you would also be interested on how and why and their dreams and their goals in life. If you sincerely listen to them and you sincerely show that you really wanted to help them, believe me, they will trust you and they would want to work with you. Okay, so establish the purpose of the session, that your goal is for them to start the online business because the business is the solution for their needs. Next, so this is the actual coaching content. This is how I do my coaching, but this is just a guide. Again, as a coach, you have the power to do your own, whatever that works for you, but this is just a guide, and this is as well as I do my business. These are the highlights on how I do it in this order, right? So I am discussing to them like, hey, how to become an online business owner. And of course, being an online business owner, you have to become an Enagic distributor. That's the first one. Number two, I would always highlight that the beauty of this business is you just have to become an Enagic distributor. And being an Enagic distributor, yes, Enagic company is a direct selling company, a network marketing, but the best thing of being a Dream Team member is you don't have to directly sell the products. This is a no selling business because we are utilizing a proven automated system, which Dream Team is providing us. So I think this is very important. And you also have a coach. You have to know this by heart, right? We are Enagic distributors, yes, but we are not directly selling the products. What we do, what we offer is a franchise type digital business that once someone become an Enagic distributor, the techie parts, the technology part, the website, the sales funnel, the all-in-one digital marketing system is provided. Okay, next, how we do with the business, the power of digital attraction marketing. We do the advertising. So you have to discuss that. Yeah, it's very important for you to let them know that for them to grow the business, they have to advertise. Number four, this is a huge one. It's because the reason why I am positioning our business as a franchise type digital business, because it's a fact, it's true, because we are not only getting income from Enagic, although Enagic is the big chunk of the business, it's our bread and butter, but we have multiple income streams on the business, the coaching, the Positive Shit Academy. And hey, great news, there's new products coming in for the Dream Team. So we have multiple income streams. So imagine It's a 4-in-1 business. Just become an Enagic distributor and you have an access to the other income streams. Okay, and then after you discuss that top 4, you have to recap the process and how to get started, and of course Q&A. Doing this in order, I take the power of like they know that they have the chance to send ask their questions after the presentation, because sometimes, you know, their questions can be answered after I have presented all these topics. So next is, of course, you always have to have a power closing. Power closing meaning, you know, you end your session on a positive note and with the goal that they will say yes to the business. You ask for the decision. So sometimes, you know, during the coaching, they would say, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm up for it. They would decide on the products right away, right? It's great. It means that's a power closing, but don't feel bad when they say, I'm going to think about it. You know, I still have to talk to my husband. There are some business, you know, this buyers, and then that's totally okay. But do not take that as like, you know, what's this? Take it as a motivation or opportunity for you to ask, okay, is there any questions, or what are your hesitations of you're not starting right away? So if, again, it's proving, you have to ask them questions, because they will tell you, I have to talk to my husband. They will tell you of like, at this point, my funds or my budget isn't enough for me to start doing business. So knowing that, you know where is your position on how you could help them. If they don't have budget for now, I think that's the best time for you. Okay, if I have a financing options available for you, would you think you can still do this business? You know what I mean? But that's why the best way for you is to probe, ask them, so at least you would know how you can address their concerns. Okay, and you have to take notes during conversation, so at least it's also good for your follow-up. Okay, so this is the actual coaching that I do. So first one is to getting started. So I discussed to them, hey, to become a business owner, you have to become an Enagic distributor. As you know, I always highlight in every legitimate business or any other business, we also have startup costs. We have investment. On this business, your startup cost is the product of Enagic, and that qualifies you as a distributor, and you can sell the product, but not directly selling the products, and you earn commissions, right? The best part, the only product that you are buying just one time is your own. It's your personal use, and what you pay is tangible, because some of the businesses that you have, you don't have it, right? You cannot hold it. But this one, the Enagic Kangen water machines or Ukon, you are using it. And you have to really highlight this one. The business that we have, the investment, we are investing for better health, right? Health benefits of Enagic products are amazing. And you know that, because I personally, I love the Enagic products. It's because really, really good for our health. And not only that, it's good for their whole family. You have to give them the features and the benefits of this business. You have to give them all the reasons why they should start this business. Because first of all, it's for your health, right? That's number one. And the best part, you have an Enagic business already. You have the products already. As you start and grow your business, the beauty of this is you don't have to do to stack inventory, right? You don't have to invest inventory. You don't have to worry about shipping. Why? It's because it's a best dropship program, because once you have a customer or your distributor who will purchase the product, Enagic will fulfill your customers. They will ship the products globally for you. Okay, so that's number one. Next is tell them, okay, you are an Enagic distributor already. Congratulations, you're an online business owner. So how do we do this, right? How do you grow the business? You have to let them know that this is a no-selling business, because we have a proven automated system. And this is where the confusion is always coming in for them. It's just, they don't get the idea, like, how can I not sell? If I don't sell, then no one's gonna buy the product, right? That's why you have to position yourself. Yes, Enagic is a direct selling company, but we don't need to directly sell the products. Why? It's because we are using an automated system that will promote the product for us. And that, my friend, the $149 that you paid for the online coaching program covers the system cost. So if you become an Enagic distributor, the website, the sales funnel, the auto email campaign, the training site, the community chat tools, the weekly masterminds, the mentorship, and the coaching is all provided for you. And that's $149. It's just a one-time fee, and you have access to all of that. You have to really be huge on that, because there's no other businesses out there who's also doing Enagic that have this. That's one-time fee. Having said that, once you have all that, you've given them all the benefits of being a Dream Team business owner or an Enagic distributor, it is less overhead expenses, because for us to have another businesses, you have usually a traditional business, you have to pay for the rent, hold inventory, you have to pay the staff, utilities, and everything. On our business, you don't need that. All you need to have is a laptop, a phone, an internet, and your advertising costs, which, by the way, on your advertising budget, you have complete control over. No one can tell you, hey, you have to put $100, you have to put $50. It's all your decision. But you just have to let them know that they don't need to sell Enagic, right? They don't still need to sell the product. I would always tell them and ask them, how did you get into this business? How did you know this business? And they will tell me, I saw it as an advertising. Clearly, I did not sell anything to you. You tap in onto that advertising, you watched the webinar, and you decided to sign up the $149. And after the $149, you've seen all the information that you need about the business. You've seen the Dream Team. By all means, you can get a refund and ask for a refund, but you did not ask for the refund. You booked this coaching call because you are interested and you are decided you wanted to do this. That's what would be the same journey of your business partner. So you see, you didn't sell anything. You didn't sell the product. You got them through the digital attraction marketing, and you have to trust the system that they will work for you. It will work for you. Okay, now that you are an Enagic distributor, now you have the system already. How do you do it? How do you grow your business? This is the power of digital attraction marketing or advertising. The key here is you have to focus on promoting the business and not the product. Again, the product of Enagic will take the back seat. You will use it for your health benefits, but you don't have to present the product to them. You have to create, you can create your build, you have to create your business page that you position yourself that as a digital business owner, you help an everyday regular people to start a digital business that who wanted to earn online and earn a living online. How do you do it? You advertise in social media platforms, which is the most powerful marketing strategy to do it for the business. The best part, our reach for our next business partner is from different parts of the world, right? At the same time, this is the part that we always say you don't need to bug your family and friends, which is true. But you know, sometimes others are doing it, and you know that's how they do the business. But for me personally, the reason why I joined this business is because I don't really like chasing people. So the guest thing is when you do your advertising, the right people will reach out to you because they are the ones who are actually interested of starting a business. The advertising costs, you have to tell them, regardless if they wanted to tap into their warm market or whatnot, but know that 90% of this business, you grow the business through advertising. You have to manage you have to let them know to manage their expectations. So you have a spending is $10 to $15. You position as the advertising budget is part of your operating expense. And in every business, you have to have an operating expense. If you have paying a rent, you have to pay for a gas, electricity, whatnot. You don't have that, but you have to spend for advertising budget. The recommendation is $10 to $15. It's going to be their decision on how to scale up as they grow their business. Okay, next. position our business as a franchise type digital business with multiple income streams. So this is just, you don't need to go too much into details. If they only ask, at least it's good to know that you know the coaching income. Just tell them, you know, as you grow your business and you become a 4A, you get an additional training if you wanted to become a coach. And you being a coach, this is compensated. You are being paid $25 to $50 USD, and that's another income streams. And highlight like, hey, some of the coaches on the dream team, they're earning 1,500 to 535, and that's a full-time income already, right? So that's another income for them. Positive Shift Academy, you know, again, you don't have to go into the details, but at least you have to know, another income streams for us is we have another affiliated company, a Positive Shift Academy, wherein it's also part of the program. When you reach up to 5A or not, you can also get commissions from that affiliated company. Okay, so you see, position our digital business as a franchise type because we have multiple income streams. Next, so you have already highlighted the features and benefits of the business, what they need, what do they get, how to do the business, and what do we offer, right? So this is, you give them now the decision, right? Now I pass the ball to you. So this is how you wanted to start, and give them that kind of momentum. Like, I'm sure with all the information that you have right now, you are super excited. You have to pump them up. You're super excited to say yes to this business. So this is how we want to start. You start, decide on the trifecta products. Clearly, you know, I am not telling them like, hey, you have to start with trifecta, but in subconsciously, every time you would always repeat a word or you keep telling that word, that is something that they will stack in their mind. So every time you would have to want to start, of course, you wanted to get them into trifecta, right? Always say trifecta. So you have to decide on the trifecta products because that is something that you will always remind you. So they would know what's trifecta. Decide on the trifecta products on how you want to start the business. When they decide about the products, we'll do the contract signing, let them know, ask them on how you can pay. Are you paying in cash? Are you paying in credit card, right? Enagic will process the distributor application. They will release the distributor ID. So this is the most important part because this is a lot of questions that I'm getting. So how do I start the business? How do I get the online training? Well, you have to get the products. And once you have the distributor ID, that's the only time that you can have an access to an online training, and that's the only time that you will have an access to the automation system. Because sometimes, I don't know, they think that they would have an access right away on the automation system without purchasing the product. So you just have to be very clear on that they would only get the full access on the training site once they have the distributor ID. Okay, and just let them know, give them an assurance that where they are on online training, you will be there for them. The mentorship will be there, of course, whoever is the direct mentor, and there you will be there as a support for your coaching. Okay, so recap. So then after that, so at least they know, they have guidance. What do they expect, right? And now it's turn, you open the Q&A. So it's open discussion. You can tell them what's your questions, but before that you can do the recap. Like you said, you know, you can do a recap like in the nutshell. Now that you know that you have to become an Enagic distributor, and then we build and manage the systems for you. Enagic will handle the global fulfillment, the shipping and everything, right? And then ask for questions. To break that ask for questions, one thing that you can ask is, okay, so now I wanted to present to you like the Enagic products. Have you gone already to the Enagic website? Have you checked already the pricing? Have you already picked your products yourself? If not, then that's a time that you can, you know, we have a link on the training site, and that's what I do. The training site, there's a link there that there is a product, the features and benefits. That's the best way for you to go through with the products. There's a pricing already, there's a picture already, and the benefits of each product. With the financing options, in us in the Dream Team, it's a best practice that we don't mention the Enagic financing options, but please, for me, as for myself, my passion on this business is really to help that person to start the business. If they can start with K8 Trifecta, for sure, let's start with K8 Trifecta. But you also have to understand their position if they are really tight on budget. If you know that they really wanted to start and just the only budget is the only hindrance for them to start, then ask them, like, what is your starting budget? that you are comfortable with, then let's work on that. Again, your position is to help. You always have to remind that you are here for a mission to help. The commissions go after your mission. Okay, so you offer the financing options, if that's the only way for them to get started. And hey, even if they go on the Enagic financing options, yes, the commissions is not fully paid. You get only 20%, right? And I know it's 20%, but you get the points. And the more points that you get, you're gonna rank up. And the more you rank up, the higher is your commissions. So you have to choose, right? You let go of that buyer because you don't want to have an Enagic financing options, or get the financing options, you get 20%, you get to help that person, and you have the chance to rank up. But again, that's me. And every business coaches has different kind of strategies. It's gonna be your decision, but please do not tell them that there is no Enagic financing options, because that is not good. Because either way they will know it. You have to be very transparent on how you do the business, because they can easily go to Enagic and ask, hey, are there financing options? And it would be a really a bad image for you if you say that there's no Enagic financing options, when in fact they can Google and they can ask Enagic directly. Okay, but that would be your last options. So that's why you have to ask them, what is your starting budget? And we work on that. Okay. So tips for product explanation, I won't have to go through on this anymore, because again, our training site have a very good explanation about the products. It's just in a nutshell, we have 3 categories of products: the water machines, and that, the Anespa for the bathroom, and the turmeric. The only thing that I always have to discuss is about the difference of Ukon DD and the Ukon Sigma. That's because that's always the confusion. The Ukon DD, it's a 4-month supply. Yes, the first purchase is a little bit cheaper than Ukon Sigma, but mind you, it makes them more expensive in the long term. It's because they have to complete 3 orders of Ukon DD, right, to become a permanent account. But yes, they can start with Ukon DD, but we don't recommend to start Ukon DD. Why? So just have to know, when they start with Ukon DD, especially if they only start with Ukon DD, that's only 4 months. There's not so much commitment for them. And after 4 months, if they don't get results anymore, they don't get results right away, they will just not continue in it. So it's not building business. That's why it's best if they only wanted to start with Ukon Sigma, because that's the only thing that they can start. Best to start with Ukon Sigma. But of course, it's not best to start with Ukon Sigma. You're aiming for KA, trifecta, and trifecta. Okay, so that's the difference of Ukon DD and Ukon Sigma. If you want to know more about Ukon, there's a lot of topic on Masterminds about Ukon DD and Ukon Sigma. Okay, so Ukon turmeric supplement. Oh, this is the part. Okay, so Ukon Sigma is also the best option for cost saving. So after you've discussed the machines, the product, blah, 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 you have to guide them. It's always best to have the trifectas, because you have to also experience the 3 products. Although we're not selling the products, but at least your business partners will ask you, so how is it? How do you feel about the Kangen water? What do you experience on Anespa? You have a story to tell, right? That's where the part that you can also share your experience about the products. So you would say, when you after that, so what do you think? What have you choose the products? Do you have products in mind that you wanted to start? And then how do you want to proceed? Those are the questions that you wanted to ask. So indirectly, at least letting them know that, hey, I have to get the answer now. But of course, with being very polite and not to being a pushy salesperson, right? So you just have to ask, so how soon do you want to start? So if they say, okay, I'm getting KA trifecta. I wanted that KA trifecta. Congratulations. And then you should ask. Of course, it doesn't end there. Okay, how soon do you want to start? Right? So because that you know that, because sometimes they would like, I go for KA trifecta, but I think I can start next year. Right? So you also have to ask when. Okay. All right. So these are some of the questions, just for your FYI. But it's not really that I get this kind of question, but sometimes it would, just an FYI, if someone asks you, why are you not promoting the product? Again, I've said it so many times on our presentation. It's not that we are not proud of the products. We love Enagic. We love Enagic products. But again, when they see that advertising, they weren't looking for a magic Kangen water machine. They weren't looking for for the products. What they were looking is a business. So that's what we are offering, and that's what we promote, right? And Enagic is just part of our digital business that pays us commission, but we don't directly selling the product. So we are not hiding it, but we just wanted them to go through on the step by step, that's buying the 149, and then for them to decide if they wanted to move forward or not. By focusing on the business, we find the right people, because those people who wanted to really work online and make money online, right? There's nothing wrong, but if you, at the end of the day, you are an Enagic distributor, of course you can sell the products, but you do it offline. And Mike has been very so straight on answering the question that yes, you can do the offline business, sell the products. If you want to go house to house and sell it to every community, you should, because you are an Enagic distributor. But as an agreement, being a Dream Team business owner and as a member, you will not promote Enagic on your same Facebook page or personal Facebook. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so the post-call pass. So you've done a marvelous done on your coaching, and you just got a KA trifecta, and you wanted to start sooner. So you have to be very, of course, to close the sale, you close the sale, you have to make sure to get that contract, right? So before that, you have to do our housekeeping when it comes to our admin system, because Simon will hit your hand if you don't do that. So make sure that you enter your coaching call on the admin system, and then you right away, within 24 hours, send Enagic product and pricing information via email. You then check in with them. Hey, I sent you an email already about the pricing. Have a time to take a look and review. And if you have any questions, ask me a question. If they said yes, okay, I'm going for it. I'm going for KH Trifecta. Send me the contract already. That's the time you send the Enagic contract. You have to let your business partner or your mentee, hey, congratulations, you have a new business partner. So also to pump them up, so at least you could also have a support with your mentee, to guide your the new buyer, new distributor. And then you can send the Dream Team training site link so at least you can do the pre-registration. So at least to get more excited, to get them more excited while we are processing the papers, so they can go in there. So remind you, it's not fully unlocked, it's a partial training site, right? So at least they get to feel of like, oh, this is the online training that they're talking about. So you can send them as for the pre-registration. Okay. Next, the follow-up. Again, it's not too much of this because we have a specific series for this. If there's no order confirmation from the actual coaching session, and there's some of the reasons. The number one reason is really the budget, right? Next is they have to talk to the husband or to the spouse or the partner. 3, probably this is not really meant for them. You have to accept that not every same, like we are not like all like-minded people like we are here. Some of this is not made, they are not made for this, right? And you have to accept that. But how do you know that? You just tell them, hey, send them, do a follow-up 2 or 3 days after the coaching session via email or Facebook Messenger. And then after the 2 days, start doing it on a weekly basis. One thing that you can do for a follow-up without sending them a direct email is keep tagging them on the Dream Team. You have to keep them on the Dream Team, get them inspired, with the income post, and do not focus only on the income post, because sometimes, believe me, it's not all about the money that they really wanted to do this business. It's also about the health. So you also have to tag them about the health benefits of the Kangen water, of the Enagic product, right? Check in for questions. And also a tip, if you have a buyer and it's been like a week and it's crickets, always like their posts on Facebook. Love, engage, because that way they will you will be reminded, they will remind you, like, oh, again, I have my coaching with Russ, or probably, you know what I mean? You have to get engaged with them, because that's how you do it. See, sometimes, and that's me, because I don't want to be so pushy and like every time I would send them a message. So what I do is just like be a human being. That's it. Because being a human being, he will also be a human being to you. So follow up for a decision. If it's been like a month or 2 months already, you at some point you have to say up, because you have to focus more of your time and energy to people who are ready to do it, right? So just give like, hey, I'm here. If you're not ready at this time, and if anything changes, let me know. I have an open door for you, an open email for you. Just send me a message, right? Always have an open communication and keep a record of your team buyers. Okay, I think that's it. I made it. How many times?
You did.
Oh my God, 70 times. So I have to read it very, very, very fast on this one, you guys. So that's why I told you, Rasa. This one should be taken out from me.
I hear you.
Okay, so I'll do this very quick. Okay, how to keep your motivation, because I'm sure you guys are always motivated. The fact that you're a coach, you should be motivated. But mind you, the learning that really I have here on this business, motivation isn't enough. Motivation isn't not gonna give you or bring you to success alone. You have to have the discipline. Discipline will take you places. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. Today you're motivated, the next day you're not. But even if you're not motivated, you must have that discipline that you have to get up. You have no choice, but you have to do it. That will make you win on this business. The mindset is know that you are only as good as your team. It's just you are a coach, you are a leader, so you have to set the bar. You have to inspire, you have to motivate. So even if you're down, you have to get up. It's not easy, but it is fulfilling, right? Sitting back, and you should not focus only on your goals. Being a coach is a responsibility. You have to think already that you have a team that who is actually looking at you. So you have to set an example. That's your mindset. You have get segue, lead by example. So your habits and leadership will rub off on your team. Great leaders coach and teach their team. They are there for them and not on the sidelines. So I just sent this photo, just an example for me, that at one point that I was on my lowest point in my life, I had my injury, I have my ACL surgery. I have the very excuse of like, you know what? I cannot be with you guys. I cannot fight with you guys because I just had my surgery. But no, I was there, and I am very grateful because even if on my, I was really, I couldn't work, I couldn't walk, I couldn't stop, but I was still earning. And that's something that I have to be very, very grateful. And I did not do that. I did not earn this commissions just because of myself. I did that because I have my team. So you have that. You have to be grateful with the team. So you have to lead by example, right? You have to show your emotion and share your heart. If there's one thing that I'm really very proud of, I cannot brag about this, how I do the business and whatnot, because no other here is greater or better than anyone else, right? We have our own strengths and weaknesses, but I can always brag that I always share my heart, and I always do the business with so much art, and it's so much fun. Because clearly, if you don't love what you do and you're not having fun, it's just so sad. Right? So you have to love this business and have fun. You have to share your emotion, right? On my team, I always make sure that we have fun and engagement. It's not all about business. It's not always correlated with business. It just be human, and like, we have fun. We do games, we do online games, and it's not only the business owners. We include our families. At that one time, we have joined our kids. We have Bring Me online, and the kids are just so happy, bringing weird things, competing with other kids online, and that was during the pandemic. So you have to come up with ideas and fun and engagements that not only at the end of the day, we are doing this business because of our family. So you have to include their family as well. And it's also the same thing of getting to know your team members as well, right? Next is unleash your team's potential. Yes, it's always good to have fun, right? Fun is great, but at the same time, sometimes you have to also be strict. Not strict, but I mean, you have to push your potential of your team business partners. It's because if you don't, they will remain stagnant. Then your business will not grow. Right? So what do you do? Like in my Life Changer team, I do the Earn Your Smiles. Like, this is something that is related on the business. How can they grow their business, right? You share your vision board 2021, create your logo, like share something about the mastermind learning, we do Got Talent on our Facebook group. Do that, share your YouTube ad, share something, blah, blah, blah. And if they complete those in 1 month, like they get something, award like $25, $50. It's not a lot, but it's the recognition and it's the fun that you do. It's somehow you build a culture that it is not only a business, but it's like a family thing, right? So that's one. Next, encourage personal growth and develop future leaders from within. I think they say, to become a great leader, you must also build leaders to grow the business. So give every member of your team, because at one point on your team, I have like probably 340 or 400 plus already. So I know them by name, and as much as possible, I know them by heart. I know who they are. I know their strengths. And then that's why I tap on them like, hey, I think you can do this, blah, blah, blah. So on my team, I also have our own Life Changer Team Committee. So we have branding committee, we have training committee, fun and engagement committee. So these are my team. I'm just sharing to them because I'm very proud of them. I wouldn't be here, having the 682 rank without my team. So I give credit to them. So this is my Life Changer Committee. You can do that as well, because doing that, you cannot do this alone. Yes, you can, but it is very, very hard, right? And sometimes, even if you are earning so much, at the end of the day, it's not about the money. It's how you make difference in someone else's life and the connections that we do here on the business. And of course, helping people, developing leaders, and showing them that, they can do this now and they have how they've grown. That is very fulfilling. Okay, so next is this is the last part. Be flexible and accessible. Okay, not every person on your team is going to have the same personality, that's for sure. So you have to be very flexible. So you have to know your team members, who are active, who is really, you must know like who is always there, who you think that's just going to be a team leader. So part of being leader involves being there for your team. So of course, me personally, I treat my team as really my family. They can always reach out to me. And they say that you always have to set a boundaries, which is good. You also have to set boundaries, but we just have that kind of respect that they know that weekdays I'm open, but on the weekends I have like DG detox. Like, I'm not so much of answering, and they know that. But they could still, like, it's a line 111, they can reach out to me. So it's more like you have to let them know that they have someone they can count in if they have other concerns, and that's being a coach. Okay, rewards and recognition, of course, this is also one powerful part that you can do for your team. It's because not only that, being rewarded and being recognized is something that can really boost their potential. It's give them confidence. At the same time, I do this. I recognize them if there's like a new partners, or they become a top CEO because they've earned business partners and whatnot. Doing this, they can leverage that on their page, because hey, this is what they're doing in this business, and this really help us to really get attraction from the warm market. At the same time, this would also help your other business partners who are just just steady, and because they would also aim, I wanted that, I wanted to be recognized as well. So this is also set as an inspiration for them to aim for excellence. And that's it. Thank you.
You did it. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Raz, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I was making notes and looking at the questions at the same time. It's so great that you bring so much of the experience to us coaches. I've got a few questions over here. Not too many. I think a couple of them were answered already. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of rhyme them off and just make sure that they are covered. So Lionel asked a question a little while ago. He said, what do you suggest is the best way to do a call, video or telephone call? Raz, how do you do just like an audio call, or do you do a video call?
Zoom.
So it's a video call.
Yes, a video call. In the beginning of my business, I was new, like I was doing a video call. And then I think 6 months or after, or a month, a year, 6 months, then that's what I decided. Okay, I need to have a video call. Oh no, you know what? In the very beginning I did my video call, but on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because why? It's because like on my profession, I'm used to it. And everyone is different, right? Like I've said, depending on how you want to do it, but it's always best to have a face on that name. There's more trust, if you do it face to face.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Yeah, I myself do videos as well. I'm kind of playing around right now between Zoom and Facebook. If I find that they're active on Facebook, sorry, Messenger, now on Facebook Messenger, and they're comfortable with it, so I don't necessarily want to introduce them to Zoom. Sometimes I find they don't have a Zoom account and all that kind of stuff. So I just go ahead and do a video call on the messenger. So I hope Lionel, that answers your question. Jennifer's question is, do you discuss all the available products and its prices during the coaching call, or do you send the product link to the buyer prior to the coaching call? So I think you answered that in your presentation, Raz. You don't send them a link to the products before the call, correct?
Before the call, no, definitely not. Like even
Yeah.
the pricing, I don't mention them. I tell them that, you know what? Not chill, but this is me. Chill. I got you. Like any questions that you have right now, I tell you on our coaching call. During the coaching call, it will be answered.
Yeah, cool. And let's jump to Tashi's question. Tashi, do you talk about Ukon? And Tashi, I think Raz covered that in detail about when she talks about DD and Sigma and all that stuff. So that was already answered after you asked the question. Milena is asking regarding motivating your team. What do you do when your team is not active and not participating, even though I'm doing everything I can? That's a great question, Milena. Raz, let's hear your perspective on this.
Okay. First of all, you can only do so much. Don't feel bad that when you say you're doing all the best that you can, the fact that you're doing your best, that's more than enough. I a firm believer that on this business, you cannot have a person, you can motivate, but you cannot do the work for them. And I mean, as long as you're doing your best, if they are, you cannot push them, you cannot force them to become active and participate. It should be their responsibility. It's their duty. The only task that you have right now is give them the tools, provide them the tools, be there to support them. But I always tell my team, I will be here to fight with you, fight for you, but you have to fight for yourself. If I feel like you are not into this business, that's you and it's not me. But when you are ready, if you feel like you are ready to do this and win this, then I will be there for you. That's how you put it. You don't have to feel bad of like, it's not your fault. It's their decision.
Yeah. And again, it's all about controlling the factors that you can control. You can't control others' behaviors. You can only create an environment where their behavior can rise. Okay. So, I mean, treat like, if you have kids, like how would you have them do certain things besides yelling at them? But it's really about creating alternatives and helping them participate. So that's awesome. Chow is asking, she's asking, do you have any buyers who do not understand the business model, even though you've tried your best to explain the model so far? To her, yes.
Yes, that's why it really helps if you have an outline of those steps that I presented to you, because from there, after that, I hope somehow 90% they get it, right? But there, of course, not like everyone is equal, right? Not the same. What's easier for us to understand would be really very hard for others. So you just have to really to be patient and explain to them. It's just easy. You have to become an Enagic distributor, purchase the product. You are an Enagic distributor, and then we provide you the techie part. We have the sales system, the website, sales funnel. All you have to do is really advertise and promote the business. That's how you would simply put on how we do the business. I hope
Yeah.
I answered the question.
And it happens. I mean, there are some people who absolutely have a hard
No,
time understanding the model,
yeah.
and you just and just like Raz said, you want to be patient with them, and you want to. Sometimes that's why the follow-ups are there, right? That's why you want to stay close to them so that you can understand. I actually just recently had I had a buyer who sent a message after the coaching call, sent a message to the mentor and said, so am I just putting money in the company and I will just get profits? I'm like, where did she get that from? So yeah, it does happen. And of course, you got to redirect them. Okay. Samar's asking a question, Raz. Do you use a presentation when you are speaking to the buyers on your coaching call?
Yes, because it's been 3 years for me already. So I have my slide presentation that I present to my buyers.
Okay, cool. And is that throughout the call, or is that just at the part that you're explaining the business or anything like that?
The whole
Okay,
part.
cool. Awesome. Um, and do you mention anything about ranks and commissions? Like, do you go into that detail?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, got it. Cool. All right. Presentation still that is about. Okay, I have a question that follow up or let me just see. This last question just popped up here. I have a question about follow-ups. Are you going to send follow-up for your mentor buyers, or you tell your mentor, the mentor, to follow up with their buyers? So who does the follow-up? Does, as a coach, do I do the follow-up, or do I just let the mentor follow up with their buyers?
The follow-up, the first one should be always the coach. Because like
Okay.
after the coaching call, like at least 24 hours, you have to send them the pricing information, right? So it's another first part of the coaching call. You are the key person. What you can ask for your mentee, it's because sometimes it's hard that, it's safe for them already now that they can talk about the pricing. I think the goal here of you can ask your mentee and say, hey, share your experience with the products, encourage them like, hey, this is what I do, I have experience in this business, to help them and answer the questions. But it would always be the coach who would always give the information to the buyer and do the follow-up.
Yep. Cool. And final question. Excuse me. Final question over here. Gracious, I guess. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Raza and Raza, do you still keep your coaching call to 30 minutes, or you go over from that time to time?
Yeah, mine is I cannot do it as much as I wanted it to 30 minutes, but I don't. It's an hour, more than even.
Oh,
Even
okay. Yeah. So my coaching calls go, I've kind of seen they go anywhere between 35 to 45 minutes. I've hardly done a call under 30 minutes. Usually it is a very quick call if they have not watched the pre-coaching call videos. And, between the mentor and I, if haven't had communication, that they've watched the videos and all that stuff, like that's where it happens. But usually we're really on top of it, reminding the buyers to make sure that they have watched the pre-coaching call videos before they get on the call. And even then, sometimes people do get on a call and they're like, oh, you know what? No, I didn't have a chance. I just thought I was coming over here. So I'll just kind of, get it. I'm like, not going to happen. Let me schedule another appointment for you. So just do it. I just do it right on the spot there. Okay. Okay, Chow. Last question. What do you ask or say in follow-up? I don't know, Chow. It's all based on what the clients or what the buyer's questions are. If they have scheduled a follow-up call, they generally have questions and they have agenda that they, couple of questions that they may want us to address. Raz, anything that you want to add to that? What do you ask or say in a follow-up?
Yeah, you know what? The best way for you to get like the tips on how to get a follow-up, you can watch the replay because remember, we have a series that really focus on the follow-up. You can get a lot of information and knowledge about the follow-ups in there. It's
Perfect.
posted on the Dream Team training site. Replay Newbie Coaches Mastermind.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Well, that is it for questions. So, but since you are here live, we have like 40 plus people here hanging out with us. And of course, Raz has a special thing for you. I want you guys to see this. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. Let me share this quickly here so that you can all see it. Have a look at this. Oh my gosh, my screen is just crazy. Look at this. I was just looking at Raz's Facebook cover page. Isn't that just elegant? Look at that. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. And for those of you who are here live, well, guess what's happening? I have entered all of your names right here. This is what I was busy with while you guys were diligently taking notes. So what we have done is we're going to draw for one name, okay? And hopefully you're still here. And by the way, if you are here while I'm talking and you're looking at the screen, if you don't see your name, just quickly post a message over there. Let me know that, hey, my name is not there. I did add everybody in there, but if you kind of came in a little late, I may have missed you. So anyways, what's going to happen is we're going to spin the wheel, and whosever name is picked, Raz is going to design a custom cover for you for your Facebook business page. Isn't that just awesome? So hopefully you are all ready. Mercy is not there. Mercy is here. Oh, I didn't see her name here. I don't see Mercy in the in the attendance here. I don't see in participants. So that's why she's not here. Zalika saying, I want that. So we'll make sure we'll make it happen. So, all right. So I'm just going to check on Mercy one more time. I don't see Mercy here. And of course, oh, Mercy is Vessels. Okay. All right, here we go, Mercy. There we go. I have changed you in there. Okay, this is just a practice run. Okay, here we go. Let me make this full screen so that we can see this happen live in action. Okay, yes, no. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody.